Hi, good afternoon. My name is Tânia Pereira, and I'm here to tell you about Uni.Value. So, sea urchins. Sea urchins are a traditional food in many places in Europe and in Japan. And the Japanese word for sea urchin, uni, has been adopted as the commercial name for this product. Nowadays, this is a pricey and very prized delicacy in many places in the world. And in fact, Nestlé has considered it one of the top trend foods to watch. As a gourmet food, quality is of the utmost importance. It should be fresh, it should have a bright color, a firm texture, and be buttery, and still have a strong sea taste. And these characteristics are the basis for a standard scale in the market that grades sea urchins from the lowest grade, grade C, which can be valued at retail at 1.6 euros a kilo, to the highest grade, A, that can be valued at retail for 65 euros a kilo. Currently, the supply of sea urchins has been of 65,000 tons a year, which amounts to 3 billion years a year. Still, this is not enough to fulfill the demand. And this high demand has been driving the overfishing of the wild populations, which has been causing a reduction in the size of the sea urchins and a reduction in the quality of the final product. It has also increased imports and price. And since these populations need to be protected, it has been driving further restricting fishing quotas. So we believe that aquaculture is the solution. However, to apply cultivation of sea urchins to aquaculture, there is a set of critical skills that need to be met, and this is hard to find in a small team. The first critical step is in vitro fertilization, where we need to manipulate the ratio between male and female gametes to have viable offspring, and our team has done this successfully. The second step is larva cultivation. The larvae need to be fed a live mix of microalgae who also need to be cultivated, and our team has the skills to do this cultivation as well. And lastly, a surface with the adequate biofilm needs to be provided to induce the metamorphosis of larvae into small sea urchins, and our team also knows how to do this. Adding to this, we have a proprietary feeding system, the Uni.Value system, that is able to reduce the time of growth of a sea urchin to commercial size by 30%. Also, although we produce the sea urchins faster, the final quality is always the highest. And since the edible part of a sea urchin is the roe, their availability in the market is closely linked to the reproductive seasonality. However, we were able to break this seasonality by tricking the sea urchins into believing they are always in the reproductive season, having the product available year-round. So our proprietary system is optimized to increase the growth rate of the sea urchins, to increase the final quality of the product, and to maintain a consistency over harvest and have the product available year-round. In the meantime, the industry is being dominated by small players who either harvest the sea urchins and sell them directly to the market or place them in rafts on top for easier access. Also, nowadays, there are some projects that plan to enhance the sea urchins in aquaculture. However, these are still not commercially available. And all of these approaches have the disadvantage of being limited by the fishing quotas. So in comparison with the rafts and the fattening aquaculture, we can get higher quality, have this quality being consistent over harvests. The size of the sea urchins we send to the market will be homogeneous. We have the product available year-round, and most importantly of all, our production will be independent of the fishing quotas. So our business will be developed in 3 phases. In the first phase, we will buy the sea urchins from the fishermen, and we will enhance them with our feeding system in aquaculture. And afterwards, we will sell them to wholesalers, to national wholesalers in Europe. In a second phase, we will already have the sea urchins growing in our aquaculture, and we will enhance them as well and sell them to European national wholesalers. And in a third phase, we will expand this to the Japanese market. So we will begin by setting up our facilities in the beginning of 2019, and we will continue doing R&D in these facilities for 2 years to make sure that we have the most efficient system possible. And we will start enhancing the sea urchins that we buy from the fishermen in mid-2019, which means we will be able to enter the market already in the beginning of 2020. In the meantime, we will be producing our own sea urchins, who will enter the market in 2024, in what time we will also expand to the Japanese market. Once we finish the R&D in our facilities, we will start doing R&D in new Asian species that are also economically interesting. And by 2025, we expect to have the information we need to expand an aquaculture facility to Asia. To achieve this, we will need an external investment of 1.25 million euros, which will be able to pay back in less than 7 years. We will sell our product to national wholesalers, and before the payback point, we will have a margin of 24 euros a kilo. And after the payback, our margin will rise to 29 euros a kilo. In comparison to the harvested, although they have a lower cost of production, they cannot have the product available year-round, and they cannot make sure that their product is the higher quality, so they cannot get the same prices. So this will be achieved by our team, me, Tânia Pereira, and Raul Machado. Together we have 10 years of experience in aquaculture and 6 years experience in entrepreneurship. We're also aided by our mentors, Luís Ramos and Tiago Brandão, who helped bring this project to good fruition. So in conclusion, our idea is to bring the highly demanded, high-quality sea urchins to the market, have the production in lower time than the competition, have always the highest quality and have the product available year-round, and most importantly of all, our production will be independent of the fishing quotas and thus scalable. Thank you so much for your attention.